video, we're going to speak about the third foundational pillar for wealth creation. In the previous videos, we spoke about the first pillar, which is your ability to earn money. And in the second video, we spoke about saving, which is your ability to save some of the money that you earn as yours to keep, as a right is yours to keep. In this video, we will now speak about the third foundational pillar of wealth creation, and that is investing. Now, when people use the word invest, it sounds so sophisticated. It sounds like something that only people with MBAs and with finance degrees should be able to do. But if you think about it, our fathers and grandfathers had always invested. They had owned tracts of land, they had owned farmlands, etc. So investing is not only for people who have been so financially schooled. However, we can all develop financial literacy so that we know how money works and understand the psychology of money. So we say that when you save money, all right, when you save your 10%, you need to put that 10% to work for you. One of the things that absolutely shocked me when I started learning and reading more about money was the fact that, we all grew up, believing that we have to work for money. That everything that we are socialized into, go to school, get a good grade, and get a good job. We're all socialized into believing that we have to work for money. But actually, when you learn about investing, you will realize that the whole premise of it is that money ought to work for you. And when you get deeper into it, you will realize that you cannot find a better slave master than money. You cannot find anyone or anything that can work for you 24 hours a day than money. Whether you're sleeping, it is working for you. But that can only happen when you invest that money. You put that money to good use. There's no joy in putting your saved money under your mattress, putting the money in a hole in the wall, a hole in the ground. You've got to invest that money. Now, there are so many different vehicles or so many different ways of investing money. One of it, of course, is that you could just leave the money in a savings account or find high interest yielding accounts you can put the money into. Now, across Africa, for example, you will find a lot of microfinance organizations. These are finance houses who lend money to traders and to small microentrepreneurs and business people. These companies are always looking for sources of funds. So what you can do is that rather than leave your money in a traditional bank, you might of course want to give your money to a finance house that has got high interest yielding accounts, but of course you need to seek advice. This will vary from country to country, but as a minimum you should put your money into an account that yields interest. Very simple. Now, what happens is that the interest compounds. So let's use very simple numbers. So once again, we'll come back again to our $100. So if your interest account yields 10%, or if it's 10%, that means that your $100 becomes $110. Now, you now get 10%, not on $100 in the second year, you'll get 10% on $110, which means that your money now grows to $121. And then it continues that way. So it's the magic of compounding. So you find that your extra $10 that you earned before is now working for you again. All of these while you are still carrying on in your normal employment. Now, for some people, you will say, okay, fine, whatever you're saving, you should use this money. You can invest in land, for example. Now, across the continent, I know certainly in Ghana and in Nigeria and some other countries, it is possible for you to buy land and pay in installments. Now, this is extraordinary. It means that you have a parcel of land which is like $1,000, and they tell you can pay for it over 2 years. Now, you lock down the value of the land at today's money, which is $1,000, all right, and you are able to pay in installments over 2 years. Now, by the time you finish paying for that tract of land in 2 years, its value is already gone up. It's already gone up, and yet you have been able to purchase that, not upfront. Usually you get a discount if you can buy it upfront, but the value has gone up over that 2-year period, because with land, they don't make them anymore. So if you can acquire some of them now, then why not? Now, some people who are a bit more sophisticated might want to invest in stocks, they want to buy treasury bills of their respective governments. All of this is fine. You choose the vehicle that you're most comfortable with, but by all means, you've got to put your money into something. The more venturesome of you might want to invest their money in somebody else's business and be able to get dividends out of that at the end of the year. Now, it doesn't matter what it is that you choose to invest in. Remember this, that profits are better than wages, all right? So the wages are good. It helps you build this foundation. And with the wages, you've got to be there physically, 8 hours a day, 5-6 times a week. But with the profits, going via investment, you'll find that you are earning money whilst you are still you're earning money whilst you are still deployed somewhere, but not necessarily being there, which is absolutely fantastic. So it doesn't matter what it is that you choose to, but we say to you that once you can earn money and you have the discipline to save money, then you've got to invest money. In the next video, we'll talk to you about the fourth pillar of wealth creation. Thank you.